Every legislative session, Minnesotans come to the state capitol, lobbying as part of a group or on their own, hoping to convince lawmakers to listen to and vote for the causes they believe in. Professional lobbyists are well seasoned and skilled in the nuance of everyday life at the Capitol. Citizen advocates may lack some of the experience of their professional peers, but can make up for it in the passion and conviction of their beliefs. Linda Davis is a figure skating coach who brought ice arena air quality issues to the attention of the legislature.
Being in ice arenas, I started getting sick and figuring it out that it was due to bad air quality in ice arenas. So once I found this out, I was a little distraught, obviously, and then I found out that other people were getting sick just as I was, and it created this passion within me to go and do something about it. I knew a bill would bring awareness, it would bring media attention, and so I went to my House of Representatives. I told him the situation, and right away he said, yes, this is a public issue, I want to jump on this, and we create a bill together.
Rich Neumeister has been a citizen lobbyist at the Capitol since the 1970s and has influenced numerous bills and amendments.
Basically, I came from a low-income family. My dad was a disabled vet, which those dynamics do create situations for yourself. And as you grow, you see different things. And one of the things you see is how institutions interact with the individual or the family. There were just some things that I saw that I think needed correction or questioning, either of government or of private institutions, particularly when you see people saying, you can't fight City Hall, you can't deal with the insurance company, you can't do those kinds of things. And I've always had this kind of thing, yes you can. An example of an initiative which has now become law for the last 21 years is the Access to Personal Records Law, where up until 1989, private employees did not have a statutory right to get access to their personnel records. That was an item that I borrowed concepts from other states, because some laws had those states, put it in a bill in terms of a draft, gave it to a Senate legislator, at that time was Senator Jean Merriam. Hey, this sounds like a good idea. And then we were on the roll. That became law, but then one of the other things that has happened since that time, as time has gone on, I have been able to get amendments in that law so it can be enforced by the Department of Labor and Industry when the private employer denies your rights. Secondly, you can get free copies of your personnel record. So it's one of the things, when you get something on the books, it's also important, if you have the time and you're willing, and a lot of the paid lobbyists up here do that, is to follow those things and to improve on those things.
Whether you want to change a law, create a new one, or are just looking for information, it's up to you to make contact with your senator or representative.
The citizens themselves have to take the initiative to find out phone numbers, email addresses, who their particular representative is, and to follow through, not just to go home and say, oh, we did something today.
I think the first thing to do is to go to your House of Representative or your senator, the one that represents you in your district. I think that's crucial. You need to make your voice heard. So you send them an email or you call them, or you can even set up an appointment to see them face to face. These legislators are there because you put them there, and they're very interested in hearing what you have to say and what your problem is. And then if they can do something about it, they'll tell you. But it's very important to make your voice heard to them.
The realities of the legislative process and the issues within it oftentimes collide with the desire for timely change. Being prepared and persistent are keys to success.
What I recommend is do your research, know everything there is to know about your issue, and then you have to do what a paid lobbyist would do. And what that is you go to committee members and you tell them what your story is, you tell them what your issue is, and you can have as much impact, if not more, because you're not paid. They know that you're really sincere about this, so you go and meet with these committee members and you have a lot of impact just telling them why you believe so strongly about this issue and why they should support you. So what I did is I took my little book, I circled all the people I needed to go talk to for the next committee hearing coming up, and sometimes I could see them in person, sometimes I just left them a paper that I put together why they should support my bill, and dropped it on their desk or sent them an email, whichever. But this is a great tool and everybody has access to this.
When citizens join together, they can be a powerful force at the Capitol. Rallies and other events can make an impression on legislators, but it's also important to stay in contact after the event.
The group that comes up here of citizens for that one-day shot to protest something, they can make a difference. But one of the weaknesses from my perspective that I've seen sometimes, people will come up here for the big rally and all the political people will say, yes, I'm hearing you, or yes, I may disagree, but this. But then what happens, they all go away and they don't. And sometimes the issue that there might be a big group session up here made up of citizens, the issue can just slide under the rug.
Success isn't always measured in the passing of legislation. Sometimes creating awareness about an issue can be just the beginning.
Even though this bill did not pass, it brought media attention, it brought awareness to the public, it brought awareness to other politicians. Now people know about this, and just having accomplished just that is a huge thing all by itself. It brought pressure in the right places. So now, to continue forward, I'm on a committee with the health department to advise them with their rules to make this area more safe for skaters. So it brought a lot of fruit, and it's continuing to bring a lot of fruit. So, politicians hear other politicians speak all the time, but when a citizen comes forward and takes the time to do that, it has a lot of impact, a lot of power.
Personal relationships are said to be the building blocks of lobbying. Establishing communication, providing accurate and truthful information, and conducting yourself in a respectful manner will provide you a strong platform in your quest for change at the state capitol.
It's important to say that you can make a difference. You can have impact. So in terms of impact, there are a number of laws that I've had impact on, whether it be from just maybe testifying all the way to writing up an amendment or a proposal. So I think it's important for the viewers to be aware of that. There's the extreme of that.
Everyone out there should know that their voice counts. And I heard that countless times throughout this process. So one person, I'm just one person, I'm just a normal mom that made my voice heard, and it brought a lot of change. So one person can make a difference.